episode 9, guys, with Coach Jon Okon, assistant coach for the Hersey Huskies, and Andrew Wagner, who is a junior and guard for the Hersey Huskies. They did have 2 games since the last podcast with Muglia. They played Prospect on Thursday, which they unfortunately came out with a loss, and also against Friend on Saturday, which they also came out with a loss. However, they do have their next opponent will be BG, which they're coming up on Thursday, and that's what we'll get into now.
So let's talk about the last 2 games. Like Max said, sadly they were both losses. But what were some things you guys were overall satisfied with, and some things that you guys were not satisfied with?
Can I go first? Go ahead.
In the Friend game especially, I thought our defensive intensity in the whole entire game was pretty good, but I think our control over the offensive game was pretty weak, and we could have done better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say. I think, you look at a loss like that, and it's hard to comprehend what we did well. But overall, I thought we played pretty intense in some portions of the game. I don't think we played the entire game with great intensity, which I think that's part of winning games is we need to string together a full game of intensity. So we'll get there.
Yeah. So next, with injuries and sickness, they're affecting a lot of your guys in the games, especially the past 2 games against Prospect and Friend. How do you think it affected you guys differently, and how do you think it will end up if all your guys were healthy?
That's an interesting question. I think it obviously would have helped, but you don't want to make excuses for how we played. I think our guys know that even without those guys, we're more than capable of winning those games. I think it's going to help getting, Roberts back and, everybody else is back pretty healthy now. And it was a little rough because you don't know day to day who we're going to have. So I think that was very difficult, especially with the sicknesses. One day we'd have, Wolf, and then the next day Wagner's out. So we're on the fly. But I think over time we got a little better with that. So I think our guys know that we should have won those games no matter who we had. But this is going to help coming up against BG, having everybody.
Definitely.
So playing against BG on Thursday, you guys have a big rivalry comeback. What have you guys been doing to prepare and practice for this upcoming game?
We've been looking at some of their film, and they're pretty obviously they like to score. So our defense is like probably the most important thing about that game, and taking care of the ball. So I think in practice we've just been doing a bunch of like transition drills to get open shots while we can, and then we've been doing a lot of defensive like shell drill work. So that'll be important.
Cool. So Coach Okon, what are your thoughts on how the MSL East is shaping up so far this season?
I think it's been very interesting. Usually you have Prospect at the top, and I think they're probably about dead in the middle right now. You got BG at the top and Meadows at the top. Obviously, Meadows is going to hang in there because they have Max Christie, so who's very hard to stop. But BG overall is a great team, and I think they've done what it takes in order to get to the top. It's been a few years since they've been there, so it's exciting to see a different way the MSL East is shaping up this year.
Wags, next year you're going to be one of the leaders of the team. With over a month just left of the season, how are you going to prepare yourself to get ready to lead the team next year, as some of your fellow juniors?
Well, I think Rogo's doing a good job this year. Looking at him, he's pretty good like talker on the court, like leading guys and everything, like leading the halftime conversation, taking accountability for everything he does. So I think I just have to like take his role next year, and I think I'll be able to do that pretty good.
Cool. So Wags, this one's also for you. With having you and Scott, which are both point guards, on the court at the same time throughout a good chunk of the game, what do you think your role is? What do you think your role is, and is it different when Scott is in and when he's out?
I think it's a little bit different when Scott's out. I have to take care of the ball more, bring it up. I sometimes do it when he's in, but mostly it's Scott. When he's out, I think I have to lead the floor, be the floor general. When he's in, I think getting other guys open shots, taking care of the ball, and just getting my shot when I can.
Does Coach Scott expect you to be the leader when?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, last one.
Who are some guys on the team that have really stood out this year or surprised you guys?
I think he's sitting right next to me. I don't think we thought that Andrew would develop as much as he has. I think we knew he was a good player coming into the season, but I don't think we knew how good he was. Yeah. He's impressed us a ton in that way, and I think he's shaping into a leader. And, just a bunch of other guys. I think Ben Randall's been pretty good for us. Griffin Ginder, he missed the first couple games with injury and then sickness now, but he's back and he's been great. He brings great intensity to the game, rebounds well, and it's hard to find a guy that's willing to do those things.
Yeah. All right, that's all the questions we have for you today. We got 2 more segments. I added one today. So we've got unscripted, which is usually the one that I've done every time, and then I've got one more which we'll do on the computer. We'll put the computer to use today. So the first one is an old one, but if you had a walkout song, what would it be?
I would choose 20 Minutes by Lil Uzi.
Okay.
Never heard that song before.
Neither have I.
Never even. Yeah, whatever. I'd say what is that one? Seven Nation Army. Yeah,
that's
a good one. That's a classic.
I thought you were going to say Seven Rings by Anakin.
No, I've never heard of that one either. Come on.
Who's your celebrity crush? And don't say Megan Fox. Please.
Yeah, I know. This is what I heard that everybody said Megan Fox. See, what these guys do wrong is they see somebody that's like 30, 35. They got no chance. So I'm going with Camila Cabello.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what? Right. Camila Cabello, and if she's watching, give me a ring. I know she's dating Shawn Mendes. I'll take him on. Let's go.
We'll tag her in there.
Yeah, tag it for me. I would love that. It'd be great.
Of course.
I don't have one right now, but when I was younger, I'd say the girl from Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
yeah,
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I forget her name, but
she's a
all right. Who has the best hair on the team? Coaches and players.
Not Coach White.
Not Coach.
Players, I would go with. I think Dan Clausen brings some great game.
You like that?
You think you don't like it? I think you bring some great
I'm not
game.
gonna
The
say
only
anything.
time that it's bad is when he puts, the racing stripes in there. Then it gets a little brutal. But when it's just a fade, it's pretty good. Roberts is pretty decent. I don't know.
The frosted tips when they.
Oh, okay, that's brutal. No, I can't do that. And then coaches-wise,
I mean, you could vote yourself, would you?
I don't know. Coach Scott goes with, his little buzz fade thing. I don't think I'm the only one that's got, hair. So I'll go with me.
I like that thing.
I like Ruggs' army cut. Straight shave. I like
That
it.
is legit.
I like it.
Can't go wrong with that. Looks like he's in a military movie.
Yeah. All right, if a movie was made on your life, who would you cast to play yourself?
Jeez.
So I'm going to go, somebody told me in the past, and I'm going to run with it, that I look like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So
Really?
I don't see it, but hey, I'll run with it. I'll take it. So maybe him. I don't know. What, no Robert De Niro, anybody for you?
Like Matt Damon.
Oh, that's actually a really
that's
good
a
one.
good pick.
That's a good
That's a
safe
very
pick.
solid pick. All right, this is a new one. If you could time travel back to any time in the world, when would it be?
I would say like the 1960s, just because I like Jimi Hendrix and guys like those. Yeah, I thought it was a very turbulent time, and it'd be interesting to see, what actually occurred back then. So I think that'd be interesting.
Cool.
I'd say like the civil rights movement.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to see like
So,
Martin
same-
Luther King speeches,
Same time, so okay.
everything that went on during that period.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? Hometown favorite or Patty Mahomes?
I'm going with the Chiefs. I mean, how could you go against Mahomes? The guy is unbelievable.
All right, that's three for Chiefs, 1 for 49ers. Correct?
Were you going with?
I'd say
West,
Chiefs.
yeah.
Too.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
on 3 then. All right, favorite drink besides water?
Royal Crown Cola, RC, baby.
Oh my
Love
God.
that.
I had that for the
That's
first
love
time.
one.
It's pretty
It's
good.
great.
It's pretty
It's
good.
great. It's a must. You have to.
Yeah.
That's like cherry Pepsi.
That's
It's a
We
go-to.
move.
How?
Go RC.
RC. Most places don't have RC.
No,
Exactly.
I know. It's a national treasure.
So like if you go to the gas station, is that what you're
No, you can't get RC at the gas
They
station.
not
They only have them
No.
like festivals and stuff.
It's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
festivals
See?
and
This guy knows.
You
This
know.
guy knows what he's
they
talking
have it
about.
at Fro Days every year.
They have it there? Maybe
Yeah,
I'll start
every
showing
year.
up
They
then.
just show Every year.
Maybe I'll start showing up then.
What if you got like 4 bottles?
That'd be great.
All right. I'm kind of confused by this question, but most important Civil War battle. What do you guys think?
So I kind of knew this one was coming, so I did a little research,
Did you?
and I came up with the Battle of the Wilderness.
Why is that? Is that the name? Or like
That's the name of it. Because this was the first battle between Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant. So it was the
Wow.
first time 2 major generals went head-to-head in a battle. So I thought, you see 2 juggernauts like, Donald Cowboy Cerrone and McGregor go at it. It's just like it, but it's in the Civil War era.
I'd probably say Battle of Bunker Hill.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Very classic.
I thought that was the Revolution. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
Neither do I.
No, I think that's.
That's the Revolution.
I don't even know, dude.
Come on, go battle
All right, just
Gettysburg.
go to
Alright,
the
hey.
wilderness. Just go to the wilderness.
I'll go Battle of Gettysburg.
That's a good
All
right,
one.
That's
okay.
a good one.
That's a good one.
All right, if you could pick any name, so if your parents, typically our parents name ourselves when we were young, but if you could name yourself, what would the name be? What would you name? Just rolling with John.
Andrew.
Andrew.
I'd name myself
Okay.
Andrew. No, I wouldn't. Come on.
Are you disrespecting his name?
No, I'm not. I'd name myself Robert because that's my middle name.
Is it?
After my grandfather.
Let's stick with Andrew.
You're on Andrew.
I don't see myself as any other name.
Loyal to yourself. All right, last one. This I don't know if this is. I'm not gonna say anything. But how many holes are in a straw?
There's 1 hole.
1 hole.
What if I said there was no holes? Like this would throw everything off.
All right, yeah.
I'd say there's 2 holes just
2
because
holes.
it's got to be cut at both
I
ends.
told you.
It's got to be cut at both ends. I mean, there's no way it goes through the factory and it's not cut at both ends.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, that's the end of Unscripted. We're moving to the new segment, which is on the computer. You want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so I didn't come up with a name with it, but I'm gonna give you 3 players, and you guys are gonna have to tell me which one you'd like to start, which one you'd like to bench, and which one you'd like to cut.
Start with this
Start
one.
with that one, yeah.
Okay.
Because the better ones get to the end.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna make it full screen.
Holy cow.
Doesn't it? Yeah, actually make a full screen so the viewers
All right.
can see.
So what is it?
So you get to start one, you get to bench one, and you get to cut one.
This is unfair. Now that you got Kobe's dead,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now so now you feel a little poor about cutting them. Thanks, man. I'd go with I'd start Jordan. I'd bench LeBron, and I'd have to cut Kobe. Sorry, Cokes.
Oh,
Hey,
rip Kobe.
sorry, man. I mean, what do you want me to do?
R.I.P. Kobe.
I'm starting Jordan, cutting LeBron, and benching Kobe.
Really?
Okay, wow.
All right.
Wow.
I win that game. All right,
You win
No.
that one?
Yes. Come on.
Another
Alright,
next
next
one. We got Steph, Katie, and James.
Jeez.
It's so hard doing it sideways.
All right. I would start James Harden. I would bench Kevin Durant, and I would cut Steph Curry.
Same exact thing.
Yeah, that's probably
All right.
what I'd say too. All right, now we're getting into
The good
so
ones.
kind of this next one. I heard you're somewhat of a political guy, but I didn't want to get into politics. I just wanted to make it into basketball. So
All right.
we got Trump, Obama, and Clinton.
I would start Donald Trump.
Oh,
Would you?
I would bench Barack Obama, and I would cut Bill Clinton.
Oh, okay.
I don't know really anything about politics, but judging by the hair on the Bill Clinton stardom, bench Obama and cut Donald Trump.
All right.
Come on, how could you bench him? Look at him in the pose.
Yeah, dude.
That's horrible.
It looks horrible. I mean,
Okay.
it's unbelievable.
All right.
All right, this is
This
gonna
is
be
gonna be a good one.
These last two are good ones.
Oh my God.
You don't have to answer this.
I'd start Scott Rogowski. I'd
Oh,
bench
okay.
Luke Martin. I'd cut Andrew Wagner. That's what I'd do.
That's good. All right. Let's bring in the last one. Unless you want to answer that.
I'm not answering that one.
All right.
I gotta make sure the camera sees this one.
You want to go first?
Mayo.
Probably cut Mal's. Like, I've never seen him play basketball. It's probably pretty bad. Bench Coach White. I don't want to start Coach Scott, but I'm gonna have to. He's pretty good. Makes every single shot in practice. So
Does he?
yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'd have to start Coach Scott, bench Coach White, and cut Coach Mayo.
I'm sorry.
But it all depends on the game. So, maybe I'd bring Coach Scott off the bench because Michael White is, a little more of an athlete.
I mean,
Depends on who you're playing.
What if Miles comes in with that tie and vest, though? That could be.
That could really. Then he'd be a starter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, definitely.
But it all depends on how he shows up.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
could show up in,
Yeah.
his mush shirt, but who knows what he shows up in.
Well, you guys are going to have to play 1v1 on him to see how he's.
No, I don't want to do that.
All right, guys. So that's the end of episode 9. You guys got any shout-outs? One podcast. You got anything to shout out?
No, I don't.
All right, I'll shout out someone for you. Slow Shay, if that's backwards or not.
God.
Come to a Hersey game. Film them, give them a video. That's all I've got anyone to shout out. And check them out on Thursday at BG, 7:30, correct?
Yeah.
All right,
Pretty good time.
everyone be there. OC, everyone be there. And thank you for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.